So today I'll be showing you guys how to create the corner text effect in Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing we're going to do is create a background by selecting our rectangle tool. You can choose any color you like. Then we're going to lock it to the background. Then the next thing we're going to do is select our text. Once you've chosen your font, we can now put in our text. You can type in anything you want. Then we're going to create an outline of our text. We can do that by right-clicking and selecting Create Outline. And once we have that done, we can then now select our line tool so we can divide our word in half. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You can always come here and select 90 degrees. Once we have that, we can then now select our shape builder tool and select all our text on the left side. Then we're going to select all our text on the right side. Once we have that, we can then now add color to our text. Let's get rid of these lines. So what we're going to do now is ungroup everything, but then select this part and group it. Then we're going to select the right side and group it. Now this is where we work our magic. We're going to select the perspective grid tool, and then we're going to select the perspective selection tool. And you can see this little cube over here. This cube actually tells you what side of the perspective tool do you want to work on. And right now we're going to work on this left side first. So we make sure the left side of the left grid is selected. Then we're going to select our text. And as you can see, we can only now edit it on the left side. So we can align it carefully to the grid like that. Perfect. And now since we want to work on the right side of the text, what we're going to do is tap the right grid over here, then select our text, and as you can see, we then work on the right side of the grid. And perfect. We can always enlarge it, and once we enlarge it, we don't need the perspective grid anymore. And how we can get rid of it is by just selecting that little X on the side. And now that we have our text, we'll then enlarge it a bit or a lot. So the next thing we're going to do is try to create an effect that makes the corner text look much more realistic. So we're going to select our ellipse tool, hit on Shift, and create a little circle, right? Then we're going to go to our gradient tool. We're going to select our gradient tool and hit on that. This white side, it also has to be black. Then for this side, we're going to drop the opacity to 0%. And on this side, we're going to drop the opacity to about, let's say 20%. But now the type is going to be the radial gradient type. Let's increase the opacity to at least 30%. Perfect. Once we have that, we can then select our rectangle tool and draw a rectangle to cover half of our circle. And what we're going to do now is select everything and create a clipping mask. And there you see we have our half circle. So we're going to carefully place it in the middle of our text, and we're going to make it long. Our gradient tool is a bit too dark, so what we're going to do is double click and reduce the opacity to about 20%. And there we have it, guys, our corner text effect in Adobe Illustrator. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Let's go. Remember that you can always download the file for this illustration in the description below.